As you can tell by the title of the video, we're going to be watching Nicolas Cage movies for 24 hours straight, not sleeping, no real breaks except for recording here. Yeah. And we're going to end our 24 hours by seeing the new Nicolas Cage movie, Renfield, which just came out. We are seeing an 11 a.m. showtime on a Monday.
We're going to be going down essentially his chronological discography.
We're also going to tier list every movie as we go. So we'll be checking in after every movie here. You're going to see the evolution of our mental state as well.
Or de-evolution.
But before we get started, we also wanted to thank all the new subscribers. Holy shit, we jumped up almost double our subscriber count in like 2 days.
Period. That really means the world. I mean, we've been doing this now for 3 years.
3-ish years?
Yeah. It means so much that, you know, it would come from, you know, people like Gunner's Following who, you know, we just love. We love Gunner's videos. Obviously, he does.
I do want to say thank you, Gunner. Holy shit. Yeah, I've been editing for him for I think like 5-ish months, working on his second channel. Thank you, Gunner, for giving me the opportunity to work with you. It's been amazing so far, and thank you to those of Gunner's Following that decided to come over and check us out. This is also not our normal type of video. If you look through our list, we do mostly commentary stuff. We wanted to switch it up. You know, we grew up watching Nicolas Cage movies, getting a little stony.
What?
And watching him overact.
It was the funniest thing we could have ever imagined.
Hilarious.
The goddamn contract is somewhere in those goddamn fucking files!
We're reaching back into those formative years.
We've done a couple videos on Nicolas Cage movies in the past, so we thought with the release of Renfield, who better to watch through the discography of Nicolas Cage?
Is it filmography or is it discography?
Discography is music.
I said discography earlier. We're gonna watch through pretty much as much of the filmography of
Nicolas Cage as we
Cage
can. We tried to stick to maybe things you haven't heard of and we haven't seen, and then some classics.
And some ones that are nostalgic to us.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
Wicker Man. Let's dive fucking in.
Let's get started.
Right
Let's go.
24 hours
of Nicolas Cage, starting with Valley Girl.
Please pray for us.
What a hunk. Oh.
Hot, very hot.
Okay.
All right, just finished Valley Girl.
Valley Girl. Finished.
One movie in. It's like 3-ish p.m.
Morale is high. That was fine. It was just kind of that classic, you know, 80s. I just dress different, but I'm trying to be myself.
So the plot of the movie is Nicolas Cage is this grungy dude, and him and his friend crash a party where Nicolas Cage, his character's name is Randy, meets a girl there who's from
the Valley. She's a Valley girl, and he's a Hollywood bad boy.
They start dating, and her shitty ex gets involved, but it has a lot of those like kind of 80s creepy dude shit that is perceived as romantic, even though it's really kind of not.
And it's funny because it's the whole movie. It's just a pursuing movie. The whole thing is just him chasing after this girl.
To start off, he gets kicked out of the party because he wasn't invited, and he breaks into the bathroom of the party and then waits in the shower. He just waits for the girl he just met to eventually go to the bathroom for them to like sneak out of the party.
That's his plan. So I could hook up with this girl. He literally says, that guy told me I can't hook up with that girl. I can hook up with whoever I want.
Nobody is gonna tell me who I can score with.
So they're dating and stuff, and then there's this whole B plot of one of the high schoolers trying to bang the girl that he's supposedly interested in, her mom.
And it never happens.
Yeah, he breaks into the girl's house looking for the mom, but then the daughter's there, so he just bangs the daughter. And then the mom walks in on him, and that's the end of
We don't see
plot.
the mom again. I think it's trying to be like everybody wants some Dazed and Confused kind of like slice of life movies, but in reality, it kind of is just Nick Cage as a high school kid just trying desperately to hook up with this lady.
She then chooses her ex-boyfriend, and then
his punk friend is just like, he says you have to do some crazy shit.
And then he stalks her. He puts on all these disguises to stalk her on her dates with her ex-boyfriend. He's collecting tickets for a movie, and the guy's like, oh, is it in 3D? He has like 3D glasses on. He's like, your face is 3D.
Is this in 3D? No, but your face is.
Oh! got him.
It's just bizarre. And then the end of the movie is the classic like prom. They're prom king and queen, and then Nicolas Cage beats him up. And then the movie just ends with Nicolas Cage and a protagonist just driving off in a limo that they stole.
Oh, also, Nick Cage breaks into prom. They like try desperately to kind of find their girls and stuff. All of this is happening to an exceedingly homophobic, very strange 80s rock pop song.
The hook of the song is Johnny, Are You Queer Boy? Yeah, it didn't age well.
Yeah, no.
So, final verdict, I'm giving this a D.
I would say it was a loose enough plot, nothing really happened, and it wasn't crazy Nick Cage acting that I am trying to enjoy. I would say D as well. D's
nuts. So we're going to be doing Raising Arizona, so we'll check in after that.
Biology conspired to keep us childless.
You go right back up there and get me a toddler. I need a baby hide. I got more than I can handle.
What? Are you kidding? We got us a family here.
Raising Arizona.
Morale is high right now.
That was really good.
5:02 p.m. right now.
Yeah.
We watched a Coen Brothers movie, and it fucking shows, dude. This movie is... I think it's S tier. Nick Cage is an outlaw, constantly in and out of jail. He meets this cop that he falls in love with. She can't have kids, so they decide to steal a baby from a successful business owner that has 5.
It's really funny. I'm sure many of you have probably seen this movie already. We don't have to go too deep in. The set design's really great.
This Cage role specifically stands out, I think, between his other ones because it's early. He's not in that...
Yeah, he's not in the overacting phase
but
yet.
That whole role shows restraint. The whole movie is based in this background of identity, and you have this physical, terrifying, big biker bounty hunter person being like a physical imagery of the life that he's trying to run away from.
Raising Arizona, definitely an S tier.
S tier.
Next movie we got is...
Vampire's Kiss.
A very special kiss. A kiss that could drive you mad. Vampire's Kiss.
It is 6:56. That was our third film.
Oh my fucking God. Kind of like the classic overacting you expect from Nicolas Cage. So the premise of the movie is basically Nicolas Cage. He's just going out to have sex all the time. A bat flies in his window.
When he's trying to hook up with this girl.
And then he goes to his therapist and is like,
I mean, I'm fighting this bat off all alone, and I'll be damned if I didn't get really turned on.
He has like this really weird British accent that cuts in and out
like
a lot.
Half British, half trying to be Donald Trump. It's
so
confusing.
Very bizarre.
Then he like goes and like hooks up with this lady, and then we find out she's a vampire, and she's like fucking feasting on his neck. And then pretty much the entire rest of the movie, it's just him torturing his assistant.
Am I getting through to you, Alva? Alva! Alva! There you are! It's too late, Alva.
It's not too late.
Too late.
It's
Too
not
late! Too late! Too late! Too late! It's too late, Alva! It's all too late, Alva! Come here!
He spends the rest of the movie torturing his assistant mentally and physically. It gets to a point where he accepts that he's a vampire, and he goes and he buys fake vampire teeth.
Plastic teeth. Pretty much the whole thing
is just that.
It's just that. And he's not even a vampire.
As you might have guessed, vampires aren't real, and he's just fucking insane.
See you in love!
Bat flew into his apartment one time while he was getting his dick wet, and somehow his mentality just got crossed, and now he's just a vampire.
He also murders a random woman. He basically bites her neck off.
And you're waiting for like him to go back after biting this woman's neck off in this club, and then reveal the 2 marks, and he was a vampire in reality. But then it's actually just a fucking teeth mark. He takes his teeth out of the neck of this woman and then just puts the fake
teeth back in and runs away. I would give this solely because it was so fun to watch because it was so absurd. Do you want to watch a good movie? No.
Or a Cage movie.
Do you want to watch Nicolas Cage become a fucking insane person on camera?
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z! Huh?
Watch it with your friends, with beers,
Please.
and just do that.
You know what, Nick? I'm going to give it an A.
I'll go for an A.
Just in terms of enjoyable Cage movies. Next one is Guarding Tess.
What do we look like? Waiters? Are we a bunch of waiters?
I can't do 3 more years of this.
Guarding Tess.
We are going to the opera in Columbus.
I guess you could say she's several different personalities in one.
Guarding Tess.
Guarding Tess. I had high hopes, and holy shit, did it not exceed them. That was the fucking elephant dart to the face of fucking boredom that we did not need.
It is 8:44 on the dot right now. That is our 4th movie. I gotta say, especially right after Vampire's Kiss, which is just quintessential high octane fucking classic Cage. Moving to this, where he plays a muted Secret Service agent
Very
guarding
buttoned up.
the old first lady.
She's like a former first lady.
We are going to be very fucking quick about this.
Nicolas Cage is a Secret Service agent who's been tasked with watching the former First Lady.
And he plays by the rules, but she doesn't want to follow any of the rules. She gets him to loosen up a little bit, but right when he loosens up, she gets taken away by who knows. But it's the driver.
There's this whole scene where Nicolas Cage, this is the only funny part in the movie, the driver's in the hospital. He's a suspect. They don't have like any actual real proof.
And Nick Cage goes bad cop.
He goes fucking crazy, points a gun at his face.
Where is she? I don't know.
And the other FBI agent's like, settle down, come on. Nick Cage like shoots the driver's toes off.
Just get that through your thing.
And then they find the First Lady buried.
They bury her alive.
All these people are digging her up, and then Nick Cage and like the Secret Service men that were tasked with watching her are like, hold on guys, stop. We should be the ones to do it because we lost her.
We want to do the digging. She's our responsibility.
Like, there isn't enough of just a rush to get her out. Like, she's really gonna care who unburies her alive. They like hold up the whole process and then switch people. And then the helicopter's airlifting them out, and then they land again. And then they're like, wait, who's Douglas whatever? And they do this whole fucking corny train of yelling, but he's 100 yards away.
Yeah. Don Chesnick! Don Chesnick! Don Chesnick!
Douglas Chestnuts.
And then they hold up again, the helicopter taking her to the hospital because she wants to be with Nicolas Cage. And then it ends, and she's fine and whatever.
It was just boring. It's not what we watch Nick Cage movies for.
This is a solid F.
Yeah, we are going F for
tier.
Guarding Tess. Please keep your hands and penises inside the vehicle at all times. Make sure to keep your seatbelt fastened because we are going for Con Air.
After serving the last of his sentence, Cameron Poe is taking the first plane home to his wife and daughter.
Today's flight is a special one. We're populating Louisiana's Felton Penitentiary. These guys are the worst of the worst.
We got the plane, man!
Welcome to Con Air.
Con Air.
Con Air.
We just got done with Con Air.
It is 10:56 p.m.
Yeah, so it's getting a little late. Definitely starting to feel the tiredness. This is our 5th movie we've watched today.
Which is honestly, I think, already the most movies I've watched
in a
row in years. And we have 12 hours ahead of us until we go see Renfield.
Con Air. It was
action movie.
Typical,
classic.
typical action movie.
You know,
there was a lot of big names in this movie, which was kind of cool.
Dave Chappelle is in this for a little bit until he dies like this.
So yeah, basically this movie follows Nicolas Cage, who's a Marine. He came back, his wife is pregnant, they're celebrating. He gets in a fight to defend her and accidentally kills one of them. He was sentenced to 8 to 10 years. He's flying on a plane back home with a bunch of other convicts transferring, and other criminals take over the plane. Nicolas Cage is kind of on the cop side because he's a free man once they land.
There's just a lot of like, you know, classic action movie tension movers.
And also
like,
running away from fire and explosives. explosions.
dying, struggling for control of the plane, blah, blah, blah. That's kind of the whole movie.
He's going back to meet his daughter for the first time, even though there is visitation at the prisons. That's very confusing.
Yeah, he was like, I don't want, and he's back to the southern accent Cage now. He's like, I don't want my daughter to see me for the first time in prison, so I'm gonna let her fucking grow up without her even getting the chance to meet me.
You would rather your daughter never meet you when she's now 8 years old than just see you in a prison setting.
Oh, Steve Buscemi's character is really weird.
It's weird because he's known as like the baddest criminal, killed like 35 people brutally. He like has a tea party with this little girl.
After he describes how he killed a girl and rode like 300 miles using her face as a mask.
But Steve Buscemi, post-credit scene, he's like winning tons of money in Vegas.
Shooting craps in Vegas because he got away.
It's almost like trying to say like, oh, your favorite one of the prisoners is away and making it rich. Isn't this cool?
Yeah, it's a happy ending for this fucking dude who killed 45 people.
Nicolas Cage meets his daughter for the first time, who it's her birthday, and gives her a rabbit that he's kept the entire movie.
Put the bunny back in the box.
Par for the course action movie. Nothing special.
Part of me wants to rate it higher because it's coming off the heels of the last
Probably
movie.
one of the shittiest ones we've seen.
But I think it's a C.
C, just par for the course.
Next, we're going Face Off, which we have seen,
Dude,
but not a fucking long time.
This is actually coming at the perfect time. This is gonna revitalize us.
Let's just kill each other.
Sasha, baby. I'm Tess. That's Archer.
Okay, things are starting to get weird. It is 1:43 a.m.
I think we're starting to lose a little steam. We just watched Face Off, which it also didn't help that me and White have both seen Face Off quite a bit. Face Off.
I'd like to take his face off.
Face Off.
The face.
And that's all you gotta know.
No more drugs for that man.
Let's do a very, very quick summation.
Premise of the movie.
Nick Cage and John Travolta.
Nicolas Cage is a terrorist who accidentally killed John Travolta's son, and John Travolta is a cop that's just been constantly searching for Nicolas Cage.
In summary, Cage the terrorist is put into a coma by Travolta the cop, and they surgically switch faces so Travolta can get information about an armed bomb out of Cage's brother in prison. Cage wakes up from his coma while Travolta is in prison wearing his face, and he takes Travolta's real face and makes his life hell. That's the whole fucking movie.
And then now that no one knows that Nicolas Cage, the person, is the cop who is John Travolta. If you're wondering why this is confusing, it's because it is.
As far as quality goes, you get enough of Nick Cage crazy in the beginning, and then what I think
some John Travolta crazy.
Well, you get John Travolta specifically just doing Nick Cage.
It's like looking in a mirror, only not.
Which I think is golden.
I think we'd be more raving about the movie if it were like the first time we've seen it.
But we've been watching this consistently since like 2013, 2012.
It's definitely another one like Con Air where it's fun to watch if you're drinking with your friends and just kind of laughing at it.
It is 2 hours and 15 minutes.
So like the first half is great and then it really drags.
There are 3 occasions where it could be like the final fight.
And it keeps going.
And it just keeps fucking going.
And it has all the classic explosions and slow-mo, all that stuff.
They do have crazy fucking practical effects.
Yeah, I'm going to give this one, I think a B for those who haven't seen it before.
Really? Because I would almost argue that it would be A for people who haven't seen it before. Because to be honest, like the only reason we think it drags is because we've know exactly what's happening.
Yeah, I guess that's true. That's true.
But for what it's worth and for how original and ridiculous it is to see John Travolta and Nick Cage doing all this cat and mouse game for 2 hours, I would put it in A.
Because comparing it with Vampires Kiss, I think it would be better than that.
It's a more cohesive movie than Vampire's Kiss. Vampire's Kiss we put an A because he's so fucking crazy.
Yeah, okay.
I would
down
say
putting it in A.
and above Vampire's Kiss.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm glad we agree
All
on
right,
that.
what's the
next
next
movie
one?
is Gone in 60 Seconds. Angelina Jolie. Let's get this fucking
All right,
started.
let's go.
I just sold 50 cars for you in one night. All right, I'm a little tired, a little wired, and I think I deserve a little appreciation.
Still looking amazing.
Well, you look like a Bible salesman.
You're healed. There's too many self-indulgent wieners in this city with too much bloody money. Look, cop car. Uh-huh. As long as I'm in here, you're just gonna sit out there, aren't you?
I am a bad man.
Nick, to be honest with you, I just gotta say, I'm just really impressed that they actually stole 50 cars in 10 minutes.
So we just it's 4 in the morning.
It's
we just
4:04.
finished we just finished Gone in 60 Seconds. It's just a car heist movie.
It's Ocean's 11, but like it's
With
this
cars.
you son of a bitch, I'm
The
in.
evil villains. Like you have 4 days to steal 50
cars.
cars. Nicolas Cage is like, that's impossible.
And
I
he-
don't have the time.
And he immediately
But then-
wastes one full
Yeah,
day
and
just
then-
fucking around talking to his
Yeah,
friends.
and then he's like slowly recruiting people. It doesn't seem like there's any rush to do this
No.
job at all.
And it's like 4 days
And then
is
it's
not
4
a long
days.
time.
Yeah, and then
Like-
he slowly recruits people, and then all of a sudden he's like, all right, we got one night to do this. And we're like, why do you have one night, dude?
Like you had 4. Bean is so confused because she is so tired. She doesn't stay up this long. So they go through that whole "you son of a bitch, I'm in" series. During that sequence, we are introduced to Angelina Jolie's character, who for some fucking reason, I guess they just wanted her to look like she had some street cred. They put her in like the worst fucking dreads
Yeah.
I've ever seen. It is just fucking hilarious, dude.
That and they're like forming the crew, and we laughed really hard about this too. Nicolas Cage's younger brother comes back in for the job and brings along his crew, and they're like describing the jobs, and they get to one guy, and they're just like, yeah, he orders the pizza.
Fred can order pizzas like nobody's business.
That's true.
And then the guy responds with like, yo, hey, everybody's gotta eat.
Homie's gotta eat.
Hey, people gotta eat, right?
But the whole movie we were just watching, because it takes so long to get to the part where they're gonna start stealing the cars.
The whole movie is talking about the thing that they're gonna do. And
but then
the whole time,
but
the
then
time
the
stamp
timer's
is
going
just
down.
going down, and we're
And-
just like, guys, it's impossible to do. We have 3 hours
Yeah,
to steal
guys,
50
Guys, hold on. Who knows how to drive? Because we have 25 minutes to steal 50 cars. I think this deserves a new tier. It's going in the everybody's got to eat
Everybody's
tier, right?
eat tier, dude.
Yeah. In all seriousness, I would give this.
I don't even know.
I'd give this like
it's just-
my brain.
I'm almost like inclined to put it in C because it did the
Yeah,
job
yeah.
of the movie. You know, it did the heist thing.
Okay, let's do lower than Con Air and C.
Okay.
Now the next movie is gonna be
is
The
it?
Wicker Man.
Oh, really?
So we'll
Holy
see
shit.
you at like 6 in the morning, and Bean is gonna watch with us, right, Bean? Okay,
That's
see
a
you guys
yes.
later.
Okay.
How to get burned? How to get burned? How to get burned? How to get burned? I don't know. Oh God. Oh my God. Oh my God. God damn it.
Yo, it is is it's 6 in the morning, like exactly 5:59.
We have just finished Wicker Man, the absolute classic of all classics.
It didn't hit the same. It's also the sleep deprivation, but Nicolas Cage, he's a cop. Big fucking
cop.
shocker there. He's a cop
either
again.
A cop or a convict in every single fucking movie he's ever done.
And he gets a letter from a woman that he was engaged to saying that a girl has gone missing
on her hippie commune island.
Another thing we forgot to mention is the commune.
Your eyes are not open.
Yeah, I'm tired. The commune also is mainly farms for bees and honey.
And
so
surprise, surprise, Nick Cage is allergic to bees.
He is.
And he brings 2 EpiPens.
And they never get used. When he thinks he's about to find his daughter, he actually finds that out on the island too, that it's his daughter that's going to get sacrificed. He goes on a rampage, beating up the women of the commune.
Pretty much, I think, in general, it's just another cult thriller. I think the idea behind what we liked when we were kids was it was like a little spooky, but it was also Nick Cage, you know? But to be honest, I am really goddamn pissed because we rented the fucking theatrical cut.
Yeah, it was the theatrical cut, so we didn't get the classic.
The
bees. Oh
Not
my
the bees.
god.
Not the bees! Not the bees! Ah! Out of my eyes! My eyes! Ah!
But he just gets burned alive, and that's not fun for anybody. I mean, it's gotta be B for me. Because, like, B.
Yeah.
Bees.
I think fresh watch for a newcomer, I think you will laugh a lot at this movie. It's very ridiculous, and it doesn't make any sense. I know our explanation was a little all over the place.
A little scatterbrained, but that's
give us,
cut us a fucking break. It is 6 in the morning.
So yeah, B. I think that's
B.
fair.
Yeah, I mean, bring more EpiPens.
Oh, the next one we're gonna do is the Humanity Bureau, which long viewers of our YouTube channel might remember this movie because we did a whole video on it. If you wanna get a really detailed breakdown of that movie, go watch that video.
It's worth it. It's so good. I am not excited.
Yeah, so we'll see you probably around like 7 or 8 in the morning. All right.
Go!
Hello.
We are done with Humanity Bureau. The time is 7:53 in the morning. We are at our wits' end. Seemingly, morale for me is weirdly okay.
I'm not doing great. I'm not doing great right now.
Anyway, Humanity Bureau.
Horrible.
Look,
still.
man, you can stick a fucking bow on a piece of shit, but it's still gonna stink, right?
Yeah.
A second and third and fourth watch through does not change how god awful this fucking movie is. It is a walking plot hole.
Yeah, I mean, the CGI is horrible.
Reaching, arrived.
But the CGI is horrible. The acting is awful.
My mom's pretty, don't you think? Lucas. She's never been married.
But if you want like a deeper explanation, I go watch our original video on the Humanity Bureau. But this is an F.
This is F.
F.
This is F. It is hot piece of trash.
The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent is next up.
Yeah.
And then after that, we're going to Renfield.
Let's go. Let's do it.
All
Hopefully
right.
the Hat Man won't pay us a visit.
I'm Nick fucking!
What a journey.
It is 9:48 a.m.
We just finished The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. It was great. I was so exhausted, as I'm sure you could tell from the last 2.
Really?
I'm so out of it.
Are you sure, dude?
This movie was great to watch, especially
like given the context of the rest of the movies.
Yes.
I've heard mixed reviews about this movie.
Yeah.
However, put yourselves in our
shoes.
That was weird.
It was. We've been up for like 22 hours, I think,
Yeah,
watching Nicolas Cage movies.
Along those lines. We grew up loving Nick Cage movies, obviously.
That's why we're doing this video.
To watch The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent and to see not only a film that is about loving movies, but also a film that is about loving Nicolas Cage movies. It's like a double header. And we were saying when we were watching it, you can tell that everybody on the project just feels like they want to be there.
After watching Humanity Bureau, where it feels like no one even knows that they're filming a movie at the time of filming the movie. The premise of the movie is Nicolas Cage is playing himself. It's kind of a meta commentary on his life. He's kind of like past his filmmaking prime. He gets invited to
that so many people had of him in real life.
Yeah.
For the years leading up until this movie.
Yeah, he gets invited to Pedro Pascal's birthday party, and he is somehow involved in a cartel.
Yeah.
So this
that's
is the
kinda all
this
we're
is
gonna
the only
say.
movie, that I don't want to go in depth on the plot because it kind of just came out. That's all we're gonna say about that. But I'm gonna put this at A tier. I wouldn't say it's quite S because I think if we watch this outside of what we're doing now, we'd be like, that was a great movie, but it's not like Raising Arizona level of good. So I'd say A.
Nick, I would argue against that. It is not a movie tier list. It is a Nick Cage movie tier list.
You know what? And fuck you guys. We're doing this.
Yeah, it's
and
not
we
you.
like it. Yeah.
It's not about you.
Fuck it. Let's put it S, but I think behind Raising Arizona still.
I would agree with that. I'm very happy with it. I'm
and-
happy we ended with it too.
Yeah, well, we're not done. So
shit.
now we're going to kind of get ready to go back into civilization and watch Renfield at 11 a.m. on a Monday morning. And we'll let you
pray
know
for
how
us.
you guys, I can't even
We'll
fucking
let
talk.
you know how you guys feel about this.
Yeah, we'll tell you how you
we
feel
will tell
about
you
it.
how you're supposed to feel about it.
We'll give our thoughts after that.
Yeah,
So-
we're going to come back and do another review, and it's going to be like almost 1 p.m. Okay. I am so scared to see the sun.
Some call me the Dark One, others the Lord of Death.
You're like the guy that gets the villain's Postmates.
I will no longer tolerate abuse. So that's a no. As to you bringing me my dinner tonight?
Not a no.
No, not no.
Renfield. Is it yummy?
Yes.
We're fucking done.
24 hours in the bag. It is now 1:07
We started
PM.
at 1 o'clock yesterday.
Exactly, yesterday. We have not slept.
But we just got back from Renfield, and I feel like this is the first one where we have differing opinions.
Conflicting opinions.
Yeah.
Now, we're not going to go into the plot of this movie.
If you want to go in blind, don't watch this part.
So essentially, Renfield is the henchman of Dracula, who is played by Nick Cage. It's kind of the first foray into a codependent, toxic relationship in like a crazy comedy way that I've seen. The whole movie, he is just grappling with this toxic hold that Dracula has on him. He doesn't like the person that he is, and he's trying to change. That's it.
As far as Nicolas Cage stuff goes,
It just didn't feel like a Cage movie.
Well, it wasn't really a Cage
he was a
movie.
supporting role.
Yeah, so,
I wanted him to be the protagonist. He was not.
But this is, the second movie we've seen in the past day where Nicolas Cage is a vampire.
Not only is a vampire, but also it's just a whole movie about him abusing his assistant. So
Yeah, it's the same thing as
pretty much the
Vampire's
same
Kiss.
thing as Vampire's Kiss, except now he actually is a vampire. Nick and I have differing opinions about this movie. I think that the tone for me felt like it was light enough and it didn't take itself seriously enough to be as ridiculous as it wanted. I didn't get anything valuable out of it. I don't think I left the movie theater feeling any different, mostly because I am devoid of feelings and it feels like my brain is filled with nails. I would say C or D for me.
I am more critical of this movie. There was just a few things that were happening in the movie that I didn't really like. There were some funny parts.
It was, there were light comedic moments that hit.
I think the whole support group setting that's in the trailer a lot of the time, I thought that was pretty funny generally. This is a bigger thing that I didn't like stylistically. The blood looked awful. It was the bad...
it looked out of
We'll
place.
add it in right now. This is the blood that was in the movie. It's like it just looks like water sprays.
Nick, I lost an arm.
Oh no! Yeah,
Oh, no.
exactly. It just looks like sprays of water that are red. Some limbs and stuff get ripped off.
A lot of limbs.
Yeah, but it looks super, super fake. And it kind of dragged in the middle for me.
Yeah, it did.
Again, like other Nick Cage movies we talked about, it kind of felt like it could have ended in like 3 different spots.
Hour and 30 though.
But
Yeah, let's throw it in the tier list. I would agree with D. I know you said D and F on our way home.
Yeah, I'll go D, I think. I think there's parts you'll enjoy.
It's
not
enjoyable. I would go see it.
There's some redeeming things that happen in the movie.
We just weren't there for the bullshit.
No,
today.
yeah.
We have been awake for 24 hours. I'm sure
Yeah.
if you had a normal night of sleep and went to see this movie, you'd enjoy it.
Yeah.
D.
So D. Final thoughts after 24 hours. Like, how do you feel now that we're done?
Okay, I feel like I have been put into an air fryer and then taken out, and someone with like chainmail gloves is like all around my body. That's how I feel. Honestly, I feel better than I thought I would. Going outside
helped.
Yeah.
And then I think the last two before this, I think I just like was hurting more tired wise going into those two.
How are you feeling now?
I feel pretty bad. I brushed my teeth in between a movie.
I didn't.
And that helped a lot. I feel kind of sweaty. I feel
moist.
Yeah, gross. The movie we went to was at 11 a.m., which it feels weird to go out of a movie and it's like lunch. But no, I think it was a fun time, man. It was a fun time going down memory lane. We watched some movies that were horrible that, we haven't seen. I didn't see Raising Arizona until yesterday. I don't recommend anyone ever do this ever.
Don't do it.
It was not a good idea.
We literally did it on camera so you don't have to. So you can live vicariously through this.
But let us know if you like this kind of video. This is kind of the first time we're trying something like this. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate it. And also, I know we talked about this at the beginning, but the amount of subs that we got was fucking crazy for us. So if you're one of those new subs that is watching this video, thanks for watching.
Thank you for subscribing.
And thank you for subscribing. It
just interacting with us.
Yeah, it's amazing. And thank you again to Gunnar for shepherding some of his fans over here.
Let's play a game.
Can we do the outro without sleeping for 24 hours?
Yeah, okay.
If you like this video, please consider subscribing. It really helps out the channel.
Yeah, and if you subscribe, we shout out our new subs at the end of every video. So here they are now. If for some reason you don't see your name, I think we only get notified if it's a public subscription. So if we didn't shout you out, like your name personally, comment. You just know that still fucking means the world to us, and we're not intentionally leaving anyone out. I will fucking go through the subs and do it.
Thank you.
Face off.
You wanna take his face off.
We're going to sleep. See you guys.